Hey everyone, have you received a show cause notice from legal metrology with fines of more than 1 lakh? So, watch this video to learn all the rules of the land if you're doing an e commerce business in India and you can save lakhs of rupees. Welcome to e-commerce with Gopal. I'm an e-commerce entrepreneur with businesses in US and India. So this channel is to share my learnings of the e-commerce journey and connect with the community in India. So today, as I told in the intro, we are going to talk about an issue that I'm seeing very frequently in the e-commerce community, where you get show cause notices from legal metrology department that your e-commerce website is not compliant with the rules. As a small business, there have been a lot of rule changes in the e-commerce space regarding the legal metrology. So for us as a small business, it's difficult to keep track of everything, right? So, but I think there are some basic things that kind of low-hanging fruits that all of us should fix on the website. That way we can avoid hefty fines. So let's start with some basics, what this is, and then we can go into like how we can fix this. First, let's start with the rule. And a huge disclaimer, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a legal metrology or a BIS expert by any means, right? So if you are looking for some serious advice, I always recommend consulting with a professional. So what I'm sharing here is my learnings that I have learned as I went through the as an e-commerce seller, and I'm sure a lot of these will at least cover some of the basics with regards to the legal metrology. Right. So to start with, there have been rules in the last 10 years, a lot of changes in the rules, and especially with Amazon and emergence of Amazon and Flipkart. So the government has been instituting a lot of rules to protect the offline business, what is called as brick and mortar or offline business. So one of that, which this I think this has been issued in 2020, is if you are an e-commerce seller, and this is a big misunderstanding, it doesn't need to be a marketplace, right? These rules are not applicable just to marketplace sellers, right? So Amazon, Flipkart, Nykaa, but this is applicable for everyone who sells digitally, right? So if you see here, it is applied for everyone who sells through the digital networks. So that's why even if you have your own brand website, you absolutely should abide by these rules. And so few things that the government or as part of the legal metrology they want to make sure is, one, the country of origin, then they need a nodal officer, and then you also need to enter the manufacturer details and place of manufacturer. And yeah, I think like those are like the 5 or 6 main things that you need to put. And if you are into food products, there are like a lot more restrictions. Obviously the batch, the expiration date should be mentioned there. So yeah, there are a lot more safeguards or rules that you have to follow if you are selling a food product. I'm not an expert on that, but yeah, those are like some of the basic things. And if you don't have these on your website, so typically you'll get a notice like this. And a lot of times what happens, again, this is my observation, is a lot of these legal metrology departments in the smaller states, think Uttarakhand, Jharkhand, or even some of the northeastern states, probably those legal metrology officers scout all the websites and see who is trying to violate the law. Right. So in the forums, I have seen tons of people getting notices from Uttarakhand, and any state can issue these. And as if you have shipped to that state, I think like any state's legal metrology department can issue it. Right. So if you see here, the complete name and address of the manufacturer, the retail sales price, which is MRP. Yeah, I didn't mention that earlier, but MRP is super critical. Even if you have a strike through pricing on your Shopify website, that's fine. So putting strike through price is very straightforward on Shopify, right? So make sure you have it. And then country of origin, as I told, yeah, those are like the basic things. And nodal officer, if you can add it, that's ideal. So those are the things that you need to have. If you don't, or if you got a notice like this, and if you don't have those details in the first place, before I go into that, if you don't have the details, stop whatever you're doing now, go to your website, go to your Shopify WordPress website, and enter these details in the product page. It takes like 5-10 minutes, but it's going to save you tens of thousands or even lakhs of rupees, right? And if you get a notice like this from, again, this is based on my experience, looking at few data points, these guys never waive the fees. So the best thing that you can do is write them a letter saying that this is the first time, and ask them if they can reduce the amount of fine that they have imposed, right? And the fine depends on the number of directors that you have in the company, right? So if you see that it's 25,000 per director, plus for the first offense, it's 50,000 for the second, and after that there is imprisonment as well. So it's pretty serious, right? So again, this information I am giving it courtesy of this website ascgroup.in, and they have a pretty good list of all the rules that you need to follow, right? So look up these rules. And also, let me show you an example of a website or a brand website that's doing really well. And let me repeat it. These rules are not applicable only for marketplaces. It's applicable for every brand, for everyone who sells their products digitally. Okay, let's look at Mamaearth. Most of you will know this brand, one of my favorite brands. Great inspiration for all direct to consumer brands in India. And if you go to their product page, so this information should be at the product page. I know some brands, they put it, they add like a footer at the end, but I don't think, again, like I'm not an expert, but I don't think that's valid, right? So you need to have it somewhere in your product detail page, right? So now I open this website, you scroll down, and you see that again, like it doesn't need to be like openly displayed, but even if you have like either a pop-up or something like this where the user needs to click on it and expand, so that's okay as well. But you need to have this information in the product page. So here you can see that they have best before, they have the manufacturer details, license number, the nodal officer details, so who the email address that they can reach out in case of any issues, dimensions, marketed by, and country of origin, right? So these are all the things, and then price and MRP as well, right? So probably MRP here is also $399, so they don't have any other MRP here. But yeah, these are the things that you need to have. I mean, it's better to be safe than sorry. So if you don't have this, please go and do it right now. That way it's going to save you a lot of money, attorney fees, and lot of fines as well. Hope this is helpful. So I'll try to do some shorter videos for some quick tips similar to this. So if you have any problems, you know where to leave a comment, do that. Subscribe to the channel and hit on the bell icon so that you get a reminder whenever I add valuable content like this. So hope this is helpful. Have a great day. Until next time, cheers.